My name is Pam Davis. I work out of the Wyerton office. I am an account executive. My role with Nicol Insurance is sales and service, and I hope that I provide the best possible service that I can. I have been with Nicol Insurance, I think, since 2005. I was trying to remember that, but I think I've been since 2005. Came up here from Cambridge. We moved up to the cottage and never looked back. And I've been with Nicol ever since. I like the rural part of being up here. We moved up here to get away from the city, to be out in the country, and found that the people are incredible up here. Really, didn't know what to expect. But where I live, just north of Wyerton, and work in Wyerton, the people are amazing, and yeah, it's a great community to be living in, and just to be away from the city. Not really set me apart. I did go to Mohawk College for insurance, for 2 years, where I met my husband, who is also in insurance, and did acquire my CIP. The CIP is no longer, but I think it's now an AIIC. But yeah, that I do have accreditation for insurance for sure. I have worked actually for a couple of insurance companies where I was in claims, and then I decided that I wanted to get into the broker end because claims can really be depressing. Yeah, my first job was in Cambridge with a small little brokerage, and the second job was in Cambridge with another small little brokerage. This brokerage is definitely bigger, and the difference at this point, it's been so long since I've been to those brokerages. I don't know that if there is a difference. The difference that I find right now with Nicol Insurance that I really, really love is that we do work in teams, and that we can actually provide marketing, like a remarketing for our personal lines clients, where I don't know of any other brokerage that does that. We're able to look at everybody's files at least every 3 years and talk to them about it, and I don't know any other brokerage that does that. The people talking. Everybody knows I like to talk, so yeah, I love what I sell. Nobody likes, but I try to make it, I try to make it comfortable and fun for everybody, and have fun with the people that I am working with and selling to. The way we've been set up is that we are able to contact our clients at least every 3 years to make sure that their insurance needs are still the same, and go over all that with everybody, with them, and make sure nothing has changed, and if it has, then correct it, and provide something different for them. Also, at this point, most of the executives are calling clients. They try to call a client or reach out to a client by email every year just to say, hi, this is what's going on in the market. And the contact is definitely, I think, something that Nicol exceeds at. They're constantly trying to do that, with their clients. I've been doing it for 42 years, so obviously there's probably lots of stories, whether I can remember them or not, but it's been a difficult 3 years, this past 3 years, for everyone. Claims has been rough, and so we've really tried to help people in that way. We've contacted companies, and we've been able to request go-betweens to try and take care of some claims issues that we are coming across with all the companies, for sure, because they're just not staffed properly. So that being with the claims. With respect to my clients, I have had clients for 20, 30 years, and I wouldn't even know them to see them on the road. But when I talk to them, it's like we're the best buddies ever, and it's they become friends. So that's how I deal with with everybody that I work with, for sure. I don't want to get into coverages. I mean, I guess a good insurance policy is something that you can provide a client with the best possible coverages at the most competitive price, and making sure that you review that policy and that it suits their needs, because everybody's needs are different, and that's what we would need to do to make a good policy for you. And a good policy for you isn't necessarily a good policy for somebody else. Something that has things in it, has coverages in it that you don't even need. To review things, there's all kinds of policies in there that have, endorsements and things like that you do not need, and a good broker will review that and make sure that you don't have those, or you have what you need. Making somebody happy, like, it's hard in insurance. We don't sell something that is liquid, or we don't. It is something that we sell a claim service. That's what we're selling. So it is very, it's very difficult to see the end result of that when you're not in a claim. We always end up usually getting the bad end of it. They're not doing this, they're not doing that. So, but the good thing is that when we are able to help them, and they send me an email, and they tell us we rock and our service is great, and then I know I've done my job. Yeah. And when there is a claim, there's coverage. Like that definitely is, that's the thing that would scare me the most, is that somebody has a claim and they don't have the coverage. What motivates me in the insurance industry is the people. I love talking to them. I like finding out, what their lives are all about, and learning about them. And that way I can provide them the best service and the best policy that we can give them. And it is just basically talking to them. I personally don't go, nickel this, nickel that. I literally, I had a gentleman who had moved in, and he had literally built the house, told me what had happened with respect to the insurance. It was really brutal what had happened to him. He had just overpaid big time, and I said, Dave, you shouldn't have paid that, and we could have done that, and then ended up when his renewal came up, he ended up calling me. Same with you just talk about stuff, I just tell them that, things that are happening in the industry, basically, things that change in the auto industry, things that change in the home industry, and just saying you need to maybe make sure that you have this on your policy, or you don't have this on this policy. And then they start thinking, and then when the renewal comes up, they'll give us a call for sure. One of the funniest things that I have heard so many times, and I've often said, like, to my husband and to my insurance colleagues, is I like to go down to the police department and have a little bit of a speech with them, because they tend to tell people things that are not correct. So you get people on the phone going, well, personally, us too, like Rick and I were in the car one time, and he was speeding, and he got pulled over, and it was a small ticket, and the officer told him that it wasn't going to affect his insurance, and it definitely affects your insurance. Tickets affect your insurance no matter what. Another thing that people are told in that kind of world is that if you drive on a road that is closed, you have no insurance. Now, it is not good to drive on a road that's closed, but you definitely do have insurance if you do drive on a road that's closed. It's not. So things like that. People will say things like that, and I'll go, no, that's not true. Nobody understands their insurance policy, which is, and it is jargon, unfortunately, to most people, because it's just so different from everything else, for sure. So, and a lot of people think that they do have coverage on something when they don't have coverage on something. So, I mean, they do need to find a good brokerage, a good broker that is going to review that and go over that with them. I mean, one of the biggest things that I I carry on about, again, on the auto policy is what we call increased meds. And these are medicals that are on your auto policy that have been reduced hugely, and they're things OHIP doesn't cover. So if you get in an auto accident and you're seriously injured, what is on the auto policy, it could bankrupt you. So I always increase those coverages, but a lot of people don't know about those coverages, and I tell my people all the time about that. You know. And another thing too is with the way construction costs have gone up, is definitely have to make sure that that rebuild on your house is correct, because they have just gone up huge. And there are so many people out there that think, oh no, there's no way that my house is going to cost that much to rebuild, and call a contractor. You know, like right now it's huge, you know, so things like that, those are big things that they need to look at for sure.